Hello and welcome to the Ilene Silverman Show. I'm your host Ilene, and on this week's program, our guests with the Girl Scouts of Gateway Council highlight the positive accomplishments for girls participating in Girl Scouts in our community. Coming June 4th, the 2021 Women Who Make a Difference interactive virtual fundraising event, and a 2021 honoree shares her story. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Welcome back. Thanks for joining us for our program. I'm pleased to introduce my guest, Trisha Ray Stancato, Chief Operations and Development Officer, Girl Scouts of Gateway Council. And Trisha Ray, it's wonderful to have you join us.
Thank you for having me. I really appreciate it.
I always look forward to talking about the Girl Scouts. Very important. And congratulations on the milestone coming up of 110th year anniversary. I mean, that's something to celebrate.
It's an important milestone for sure.
It truly is. And in this time, as you're heading towards that, there's a COVID-19 pandemic.
Yeah.
A lot happening. So tell us, how have things gone for the Girl Scouts of Gateway Council?
Well, Girl Scouts has been around for, as you said, for over 100 years. So we have experience dealing with big issues in the country and being ready to pivot when we need to. And we were really fortunate to be able to pivot to virtual programming immediately once the pandemic hit. And we've been slowly introducing in-person programming once again, and we've been very excited about that. And we're having camp even this summer. So things are starting to come back together for girls. Yes. And Girl Scouting is more important than ever during this time because it gives girls some connection, sense of normalcy, and just those skills that they might not be getting in other places during the pandemic.
It's something to depend on. Well, I went to your website, quite well done. I saw the welcome from CEO Marianne Jacobs and all the different activities, whether Zoom or starting in person. And I have to say, there was a lot. It was impressive, quite impressive. A lot has transpired, certainly since I was a Girl Scout, a brownie. But you're keeping up with the times.
Absolutely. We have four main focus areas at Girl Scouts. So we do STEM, which is science, technology, engineering, and math. Financial literacy, which encompasses the Girl Scout cookie program, which we all know and love.
Yes.
And then we also have the environment, Girl Scout camp, an essential part of the program, and life skills. And part of the life skills, we're introducing a mental health ambassador program this year, and we're really excited to launch it to help girls in the community have the resources and volunteers to have the resources to deal if they might be personally dealing with mental illness, or if they identify some red flags in one of their peers.
They'll know how to handle it.
Exactly.
Very important. The skills that you offer to Girl Scouts is just really exceptional in forming leaders of the next generations to come. And when you look at different people, women who have achieved so much in the last many years, you find out in their history, they were a Girl Scout.
Yes, and it only takes 1 year to have an impact on a girl as part of being a Girl Scout, but the longer they're in it, the more impact we have, and we actually have the research. Everything that we do is research-driven and outcome-based.
Right, so everyone can know that it is done with utmost care.
Absolutely.
To the nurturing of our girls, which I think is so important. And that is why I'm so happy that you're able to have, even though virtual, once again, Women Who Make a Difference, to honor women in our Gainesville community. 4 wonderful women that will receive this distinction on June 4th. I know it was virtual last year. Once again, we know next year may be in person, but you haven't let it go. It is still important.
Absolutely. And the funds really support Girl Scout programming in this community specifically. So it helps our girls that maybe could not afford to be Girl Scouting and help
Right.
launch programs such as our mental health ambassador program that we're excited to launch. So it's more important than ever, and supporting Girl Scouts. We just hope that people will come out and really help us make a difference on June 4th.
Oh, definitely. And I know now some of the funds raised go to help our low-income, at-risk girls, so that the point is everybody gets a chance to be a Girl
Absolutely.
Scout.
And it's more important than ever for girls, especially in low-income communities, to have this opportunity. Their family may not have the funds to support the Girl Scout experience. So not only do they get the opportunity to be a Girl Scout, but we provide everything from transportation to their uniform to their badges to a facilitator to really help support their experience.
Well said. I'm looking forward to June 4th, and I thank you for all this very important information on behalf of the Girl Scouts. We appreciate you.
Thank you, Eileen.
Certainly. Stay with us. We'll be right back. We're back talking about the Girl Scouts of Gateway Council, and I'm pleased to introduce my guest, Terry Van Nortwick, member of the Steering Committee for Women Who Make a Difference virtual fundraiser. And it's great to have you joining us also, Terry. We're longtime friends. I was there in 2001 when you were honored as a woman who makes a difference. And
Oh,
you're still making a difference.
Thank you,
Before then
Eileen.
and after.
you're sweet to remember. And I have to say thank you to you, too, because you were honored as a woman who makes a difference in 2017. And you continue to do so much for our community. You're a great role model for all Girl Scouts everywhere.
Thank you very much, Terry. I see, this was my memento, which I made with all badges, and I have to say it was a really proud moment. I look back on it with great fondness, a wonderful memory. I know that all the women who have preceded this year's honorees do the same, feel the same, and the 4 women selected to be honored this year are exceptional.
Yes.
It's what makes our community strong and vital,
yes.
and enriches all of us.
We've been doing the Women Who Make a Difference event since 1989.
Yes.
And this year we have 4 incredibly talented, brilliant women.
Agreed.
We have Faye McKnight and Juanita Miles Hamilton, Fitz Kohler, and Maggie Labarda. And you'll learn more about them when you come to the event, which will be on June 4th.
Right.
At 11 o'clock. It's going to be virtual. You can watch it on Facebook Live or on YouTube.
Okay,
And
perfect.
it'll be a great event, and it's a way for us to raise money for the girls in our community, in the Girl Scouts, so that girls who may not have been able to experience Girl Scouting can afford to be in Girl Scouts. So the money stays locally. We also have a silent auction
Oh, good.
associated
Yes.
with the event, and we've had wonderful merchants here in town donate all kinds of great things.
And that goes on throughout the event and for a little while afterwards, so there's lots of ways you can interact with that.
Exactly. You
Right.
can donate, you can buy an item online just shortly before the event, and then all through the event. And then it will go on until Sunday after the event, which is on that Friday.
Right, June 4th.
So
Okay,
you
perfect.
could volunteer to buy girls a chance to go to Girl Scout camp in the
Right,
summer,
yes.
which would be amazing. I so remember my experience at Girl
know,
Scout
I know.
camp. It was one of the highlights
Highlights.
of my life.
Well, and that's kind of a driving force of what motivates you to still be involved. I mean, you have a great steering committee, all women who have made a difference and continue to do so to make this possible. But we talk of it as a virtual event. In person, it's a luncheon. Now it's not. But the sponsorship and the different levels, it is important because it's free to join it, to participate. But the point is, Girl Scouts need this support, financial support, just as you're
Yes.
saying about the camps and in
Yes.
other ways.
Now more than ever, COVID has been difficult for a lot of nonprofits, so we need the support, the financial support of our community. So you can go to the Girl Scouts of Gateway Council website and
Exactly.
look for Women Who Make a Difference, and you'll find a link there where you can be a sponsor. And we have sponsorships from $5,000 to $1,000,
Yes.
down to any amount of money. And if you
You
are
value
a
it.
sponsor, you can
Oh,
get this
yes.
lovely coffee cup and a Girl
The mask.
Scout mask. And you'll get a box of Girl Scout cookies and also some coffee. So you can enjoy those treats while you're watching the
Right?
virtual event.
You can gather friends if it's
Yes.
appropriate, safety-wise, and enjoy it together and share your items. Not quite as if it was at a luncheon, but it's what we need to do
Yes.
to be safe. And I think it's very admirable that you have continued this last year and this year. You did not let Women Who Make a Difference slip away through this pandemic. And I think that's important.
Yes, we didn't want to cancel the event. It's too important. We have too many amazing women in our community who we want to honor. And we also want to continue to raise funds so that girls can participate in Girl Scouts.
And Terry, you talked about how important scouting has been in your own life. We're almost out of time, but behind you, okay, are representations of your past years of
Yes,
scouting.
Yes. I was in Girl Scouts in Miami and loved every minute of it. And these are some of my old uniforms that I found packed away, so they're kind of fun to look at.
They are, and thank you for sharing that. And I love this one with you've got a number of badges. I know you were a good Girl Scout. And thank you and the steering committee for making another Women Who Make a Difference possible.
Thank
We
you.
appreciate you. Stay with us. We'll be right back. We're talking about the Girl Scouts of Gateway Council, and I'm pleased to introduce Faye McKnight, 2021 honoree, Women Who Make a Difference, and owner McKnight Insurance Agency, Allstate. And Faye, you're a longtime friend, and it's just wonderful to have you here and to see you receive this honor as a woman who makes a difference.
Well, thank you, Eileen. I'm glad to be here, and I'm glad to be honored as a woman who makes a difference here in Gainesville. I am really, really excited about the honor.
Well, and you and the other three women, this is going to be so wonderful on June 4th, but I feel so excited that just through the Ilene Silverman Show, you've had the opportunity to meet in person your mentee, your Girl Scout that is part of this journey with you, Sophia Vernon. So tell us about Sophia and this new opportunity for you.
Well, it was great meeting Sophia for the first time here. We've had Zoom calls due to COVID, but even in our Zoom calls, we found that we had so much in common. She is a great young lady. We just have talked, and the school she went to, my daughter went to the same school. She's at Buchholz High School now in the Finance Academy. I worked at the bank, so that was,
Another
something that
connection.
connected us.
Right.
She is in performing arts, and I said, oh, wow, that's great. I support the Star Center. And she said, oh, I perform at the Star Center. So everything that we went to from one to the other, we just kind of have so much in common.
One degree of separation.
She is a great young lady. She's going to be really, really good.
Yes, I agree. And I can see how Girl Scouts have made a difference for her.
Yes,
Just,
it has.
And in this community, the presence of the Girl Scouts has made a tremendous difference. And thinking about your own daughters.
Yes. At one time, most people thought of Girl Scouts, they only think of selling cookies. But being a Girl Scout is a lot more than selling cookies. They get developed in many areas of life by being a Girl Scout. My 2 daughters were Girl Scouts, from daisies, brownies to Girl Scouts. And I worked as cookie mom with them. And that was a lot of work, but it was fun. I would leave work and, pick up the cookies and disperse them to other parents.
Right.
So that part was good. And it was an easy sell because at that time I was with the bank.
Oh, this is
and
good.
on Fridays I would have tables set up at the bank and the girls would sit at those tables, and it was an easy sell. They'd be sitting there so cute with their smiles and all the cookies lined up, and people would cash checks back then and walk out, and then they would buy the cookies. So it was a very quick sale for them, and it worked out really well for us.
Right. And even then, you were showing your leadership skills. And one thing that I think is a moving, driving force for you, Faye, is giving back to the community. Tell us about your involvements, what you do.
Well, I do try to give back in many ways. I work with my sorority, which is Alpha, Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated. And our motto is service to all mankind. So we do a lot of service projects when it comes to youth, if it comes to voting, helping
Right.
people, helping feed people, whatever it is, we always are trying. And then I'm a part of the Links Incorporated also, which is another service organization. But I go from there, and I would even go to the Dreamers Foundation, which they help people that have a little bit of not physical problems,
Right,
but maybe intellectual. They
Yes.
and help them do prom. They have proms for
Right.
them and
That's
different
another,
things like that.
yes, wonderful, a wonderful way to make a difference.
Yes.
And that's kind of what it's all about.
Mm-hmm.
And for you, and through your work, your professional opportunity, have you found that in that way you also are making a difference? You're connecting all the time.
Yes, I meet many people. I have people that go from age 16 when they first start driving till my oldest customer was 100 years old
Okay.
when she
yeah.
stopped driving. But she didn't have any tickets, so that was
Bless
a
her.
good thing.
Yes.
I try to help protect people and protect their assets. That's what I do. To me, that is a way of serving people because, we go through life and life changes in different
Right.
stages. So we just try to always make sure we're there to help people in life and service.
I agree. And I want to say this is just such a wonderful opportunity for you and the other 3 honorees. And I'm looking forward to June 4th. I know that on the website is your bio, that of the other 3 women, but you have accomplished so much. I know your family is proud of you. Your husband of almost 40 years, Ray, is
Yes.
proud of you.
Yes.
Yes.
He's always there.
I know. We are all singing your praises. And so I want to congratulate you again for being an honoree as a woman who makes a difference. And thank you for making a difference in this community.
Well, I appreciate that. It's always trying to help bring somebody else up. That is my motto.
Well said.
Thank
you. Congratulations again.
Okay, thank you.
And stay with us. We'll be right back. We're back discussing the Girl Scouts of Gateway Council, and I'm pleased to introduce Girl Scout Sophia Vernon. And Sophia, I'm very pleased you could join us. And it's great to have you here. Faye McKnight, our honoree, has told us so much about you and your times to be together. And I know she feels, as she has told us, privileged to be your mentor. And how did you come about being involved and shadowing her?
So originally, I heard about the Women Who Make a Difference program through the Girl Scouts of Gateway Council, a monthly newsletter. And through that, I saw that opportunity, and I thought it would be really interesting to get the opportunity to shadow a woman who is a successful career woman in the community. And so I filled out a little application of my extracurriculars and my interests and my future aspirations. And once I submitted that, I heard back a few months later that I was going to get the opportunity to shadow Faye McKnight. And through that, I've gotten to do a couple of Zoom sessions with her and hear about her experiences owning a business and governing her own autonomy with her own business. And through that, I've really gotten inspired for my own future as well.
Very good knowledge. It's a great opportunity, and now you've gotten to see her here as we're all together on the Ilene Silverman Show, and I will be there. I will be watching and listening on my laptop June 4th when the Women Who Make a Difference is virtually here for all of us to enjoy, and you will be introducing Honoree Faye McKnight. So I'm really excited for you, and tell us a little more about yourself. How did you get started in scouting, and how long?
So originally I got interested in scouting because my sister, she's 3 years older than me, was interested in scouting, and my mom was really involved with her troop. She was the cookie mom and the troop leader and everything like that. And a lot of my friends were really interested in scouting too. So I started in 2nd grade. And from then, it's always been a really important part of my life because it's made sure that I stay connected with those friends. Even though we're all growing up and going to different high schools and interested in different extracurricular activities now, we've been able to stay connected through Girl Scouts.
Very important. What are some of the, well, backtrack. What school are you in right now?
Currently, I'm a sophomore at Buchholz High School.
All right, excellent. And what are some of the things in scouting now? You're considered a senior Girl Scout?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. What does that mean?
So currently I'm a senior, so right now we're working on our senior missions and our gold awards, and that's really important to me because it is a big part of community service. And throughout all my years of being a Girl Scout, that's always been one of my favorite parts of getting to give back to the community. My troop has donated a lot to the Arbor House in Gainesville, Florida.
Right.
And I've heard that through my communication with Faye McKnight, she actually gives back a lot to the community as well.
That's true.
And is involved with a lot of organizations. So that's been a cool point that we can connect on as well.
I understand. That's what's so wonderful about this whole opportunity. And as you look ahead, okay, what are some of the activities through scouting that you really, I'm looking at your badges and everything, as you've gone along the way? What is certainly leadership skills. Just talking to you, I can see that is already something that has transpired for you.
Yes, ma'am. So definitely leadership and helping younger girls as they grow up and explore their own interests. But one important part of Girl Scouts to me is just the diversity of it. You really get to explore so many different activities. Like you get to explore science and math and music and dance. And as you're growing up and as you're a young girl, that's really important to experience those different activities so you can see what you really are interested in.
Right, and have the confidence to know that you can excel in all these different areas.
Yes, ma'am.
And to decide which suits you best.
And definitely learning teamwork as well as you work with the other girls in your troop.
Yes, I think there is so much benefit to the Girl Scouts, and in our area, in our Gainesville community, so many people that are a part of it, adults and young people. It just seems to me a wonderful benefit. I love that we're in our Girl Scout mask.
Yes,
I
ma'am.
appreciate you wearing yours. And looking at you, talking to you, Sophia, I already know that you are a young girl who makes a difference and on your way to being a woman who makes a difference. And I thank you for sharing so much good knowledge about the Girl Scouts with us. And I've enjoyed our conversation with all our guests, certainly Honoree Faye McKnight and Terry Van Nortwick and Trisha Ray. And we are just looking forward to that event on June 4th. Virtual once again, but for the 4 honorees, very special. Thank you very much. And I am so glad that you tuned in, and I hope you will join us next week. Take care.